Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com.
That's right, and welcome back to, and thank you again for the feedback we continue to have. When I had John Paul DeJoria on, the second time he came on again, because he had so much to share. Yeah, he was the one that sold Patron. So check out past interviews by going to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, the only place where entrepreneurs align. All right, I am very excited about our next interview. I definitely know his company well. We have with us Chris Cabott, the CEO of Steinberg Sports and Entertainment. You could reach him at steinbergsports.com. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be on here.
All right. You got a lot of things going on with Steinberg Sports. I don't even know how to keep up with everything going on. But first of all, what's been going on lately with the Patrick Mahomes thing? Talk to me about that.
Patrick's a great young man, great athlete. We're excited to be in the season and excited to keep working hard there and working through and, God willing, continued health and great performance, and we'll be working our way through the postseason. Now
you helped negotiate that contract that was worth how much?
I did negotiate it, and I negotiated the contract that was total value up to $503 million.
Okay, so you're negotiating this contract over $500 million, the biggest contract. Like, how do you know, Chris, at what point when you're negotiating, whether it's this contract or any contract, when you know you're at that limit, that's it? I mean, how do you know? What point is it?
Sure. That deal was negotiated over a period of 18 months. So we had a lot of progress, a lot of work, and where it finished was substantially greater than where it started. And when we got to the finish line there, we were confident that was the max value. So very proud of Patrick and proud of the result.
I mean, because, when you're negotiating back and forth, the other party's also going through their mind going, okay, do we push further or do we walk? All right. And do we push, and you want to be able to still come to some type of agreement, and you ended up pulling it off. I mean, did you have sleepless nights?
I wouldn't say sleepless nights. We were prepared. Like I said, that was over a period of 18 months. A lot of preparation went into that. I think the more prepared you are, the more diligent you are, the more ready you are, the more confident you are, the less sleepless you are. So from that perspective, we were ready, put a lot of hard work into it. But it was definitely a lot of work. There's no doubt about it. And anytime you have deals like that and things like that, there's of course a range of emotions, but we were ready to execute.
So what type of euphoria is going through you when that contract was signed?
Just happy for the client. Just really happy. Great man, great family, earned everything, and excited for him.
Absolutely exciting. So talk to me about the things that you're working on. I mean, what's the general roles and responsibilities, daily duties of the CEO of Steinberg Sports?
Sure.
You realize you've got one of the most fun jobs, at least from the outside perspective, that exists.
Sure, it's a blessing, and for me, it's unique. I'm an agent. I'm an attorney by trade. I started a sports agency from scratch in 2008, and I was very blessed, very lucky to expand. I started in Philadelphia with an amazing man, my forever mentor, Lloyd Remick, who was an entertainment attorney who had been involved in sports agency in the 80s and 90s, had gotten away from it, was more into music, film, and TV, gave a very young, raw version of me an opportunity when I was 23 years old, and just worked and learned. And in my early career representing talent entertainment, I felt like God wanted me to work more proactively with talent, help make their God-given talents and dreams come true. And I expanded that into agency. Like I said, started in 2008, expanded to the West Coast in 2013, was blessed to have been introduced to Lee Steinberg, our chairman, he'll forever be our chairman emeritus as well. And, started as a consultant, rose in leadership, became our lead agent, then the COO, then the president and the CEO last July. And for me as CEO, it's a very unique position in that I'm not only the chief executive officer of the company and running the company and growing the company, expanding the company with a staff that's incredible. Our team is phenomenal. I truly believe we have the best team and staff in all of sports agency and all talent representation in general. Good people, good heads, good hearts, put others ahead of them. And we work really hard together as a team, and we're a family. And I'm just very proud of our team. But then I also have a number of careers that I manage as an agent. So for me, kind of every day is a balance of running the company, managing the careers of the athletes that I represent, and then obviously working with our staff and our team, and then having a vision, having a vision to the future and growth. So it's very rewarding. It's a great blessing. I have the opportunity to help others make a difference in their lives, and I'm extremely thankful for that every day.
That's excellent. Excellent. Yeah. And we had Lee, interviewed Lee Steinberg, so your chairman, right?
Chairman, baby. Chairman.
Yeah.
Chairman
Excellent.
Steinberg, Chairman Emeritus forever, for sure.
Yeah, that's excellent. And I'm going to be asking you about NFTs, but before I do, thank you to our sponsor, HireAct.us. Chat directly, hire quickly. It's the first chat-based hiring app for startups. Make sure you go to HireAct.us, that's HIRECT.us, because you're watching, listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. We have this Chris Cabott, CEO of Steinberg Sports and Entertainment. You can reach him at steinbergsports.com. Chris, what's going on with NFTs and Steinberg Sports?
Sure. Well, we've definitely been one of the leaders in the NFT space as it comes to athletes, sports memorabilia, sports collectibles. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. And a gentleman named Sean Tracy, who runs the Dom Agency, has been one of the premier NFT producers in the world, over the last year. Sean and I go way back into the music industry, and he called me in the early part of 2020, and he said to me, 2021, and he said to me that he was interested in talking to me about essentially a digital art installation that would have different intellectual properties tied to it and would be auctioned. And that was the first conversation I ever had with NFTs. And then we watched that happen on a project he was working on in music. And then we saw the NBA started with Top Shot. And then Matt Steinberg, our senior director of strategy, in a staff meeting, he said, "Did you see what the NBA is doing with Top Shot?" And when I looked at it, a light bulb went off. And that light bulb went off and thought, wow, we can do this with our guys. So we did the first ever sports memorabilia NFT with Patrick, the Museum of Mahomes over Baker's Place. Did really well, made a big time impact in the philanthropic scene, helped finish the Martin Luther King Park renovation and rebuild there in Kansas City that the 15 of the Mahomes Foundation did. And then we did the first ever digital rookie card NFT with Jerry Jeudy, did the first ever World Championship celebration ring with Ronald Jones. So we have some more NFTs coming our way. We've been very lucky and blessed to work in the NIL space with some great athletes. And Malik Willis, obviously quarterback at Liberty, Spencer Rattler, quarterback at Oklahoma, certainly are some of the headliners in that space. And then the agency also works with a number of other college athletes who are extremely talented as well. But we'll be doing some more NFTs in the NIL space, which is exciting. And then we're going to do an NFT with Nigel Sylvester, our BMX icon client that we're very honored to represent as well.
That's amazing. Then what do you see happening with the physical trading cards? Is anything, is that going to be going, I don't know, I wouldn't say maybe away, but maybe less and more, everything going towards the digital?
Well, I think where we're at there is we're in a space where collectibles are only going to continue to rise. And I think it's our responsibility to marry the physical collectible with the digital collectible. So when we do cards, when we do digital NFT cards, when we do digital NFT jerseys, there's always a physical replica, that accompanies them. And I think that the trading collectible community really appreciates that, because you have young traders that like the NFT. You have a traditional trader that likes the physical. Do I think the trading cards will go away? I don't, because there's always going to be such a great segment for that. The other thing, too, is with physical product, physical collectibles, the condition drives the value, where essentially all NFTs are perfectly minted. So you don't have the disparity in quality that you have in the physical market. But the value of the digital NFT is that there's a resale component where the owner will perpetually receive a piece of any retail resale, which is exciting, because essentially for athletes, it's the first time you've had an intellectual property that exceeds life on the field.
That's amazing. And Chris, you've also, you've landed major endorsements from like the biggest companies that exist: Amazon, Nissan, State Farm, Gillette, and so on. When you're doing this type of negotiation, how do you build trust? I mean, how are you building trust to get these type and land these huge, huge companies?
Sure. I think you build trust by building relationships. At the end of the day, there's always a human, right? There's always a human behind the large entity, and you build and you grow a relationship with that person. And something that I've always said with our clients is we build relationships, we don't do transactions. And when you understand adding value to both sides, usually you're able to come up with a favorable solution and a great deal.
I mean, truly incredible. Do you have kids, Chris?
Not yet. I was newly married August 28th, 2021 to my amazing, incredible, and talented wife, Laura, who's quite the entrepreneur herself in the beauty industry, hair and makeup. She has an amazing 8-chair salon in Kansas City and does a ton of celebrity styling, throughout the country, but a lot of times in Los Angeles. But looking forward to that day of being a dad for sure.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm sure that your kids will probably be involved in sports in somehow. Were you involved in sports as a youngster? Were you involved in sports?
David, I was and I wasn't. We were so financially stricken growing up. We couldn't afford much of anything. Internally blessed. My father, Don Cabott, my mom, Sandra Cabott, we were rich in love and great in values. My mom and dad put their families ahead of their passion. But we were very financially stricken. Couldn't really afford much of anything. So the idea of pads or equipment or cleats was a totally foreign concept. But I ran cross country and track. I put my bony right leg in from a bony left leg. And the harder I worked, the better I got. I found a pureness in that. And that was a lot of what led me to wanting to work with folks at God-given talent. So
Chris, when you were named CEO, and you're in your office, you close your door, you're sitting at the helm now. How's it feel? Like what's kind of going through your mind, especially where you just said where you came from, and now you're like, I'm here, I've made it. I mean, I am the CEO of Steinberg Sports now. And you look back, reflect upon your parents and stuff. Do share.
Sure. No, for sure. I mean, look, for me, it's about faith. It's about God. This isn't about me. I'm a molecule in the universe, in God's universe, and God's plan. So I never lose sight of that. Appreciative and grateful, very thankful to our board that it, put me in that position. Very thankful to Lee. At the end of the day, our chairman, Mr. Lee Steinberg, is the founder of the sports agent industry, is a pioneer, is a trailblazer, is an innovator in the concept of advocating for talent. And I take that very serious. I am incredibly thankful to Lee for his faith in me. I think it takes a lot to essentially pass that torch to someone. And I'm very honored and thankful that it sits with me. What's great about being a CEO is having the opportunity to execute on a vision. And for me, executing a vision means providing the best opportunities possible for talented people and their families. So it's something I relish. It's something I enjoy. I'm appreciative. But when you talk about my parents, I mean, my mom and dad, this show's about heroes. My mom and dad are my heroes. Always will be, always have been, eternally thankful for them. I'm just thankful. I'm just really thankful. And I appreciate people's trust that they put in me.
And the type of work, again, that you're doing and, helping these players, because, if they didn't have representation, I mean, many of them would be crushed.
Well, I'll say this. The athlete representation industry was an industry of need. It was not an industry of want. There was literally a time, and, Lee will tell you stories about, there was a time where athletes didn't have representation, and essentially and there weren't unions, and teams and ownership could do whatever they wanted. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like any team or owners or coaches are ever trying to hurt anybody or cause any harm, intentional or anything like that. But people have interests, and people are being represented, in those interests. And I know that the agent industry, the industry that our chairman, Mr. Steinberg, founded, is an industry that helps people grow on and off the field, gives them the best they can receive as far as healthcare, benefits, rehabilitation with injuries, things like that. And I'm just thankful to be someone who advocates for others.
Well, truly incredible. And again, thank you to our sponsor today, hirect.us. That's HIRECT.us. Chat directly, hire quickly for startups using the first chat-based hiring app for startups, hirect.us. Chris, I got to tell you, what you're doing in helping others and helping athletes and looking out for opportunities to help them leverage their position and negotiate the best for them, that's a hero. Chris Cabott, CEO of Steinberg Sports and Entertainment. You can reach him at SteinbergSports.com. This has been David Kogan with the Eliances Hero Show.
Thank you, David.